Alright, what's up, y'all? We are here with the PCP Week 6 recap. I am joined by DoomShroom, KipUp, and ReaperJinkai. What's up, fellas?
Sup?
How you doing?
Like how I used everyone's internet names this time? Awesome. So, first on the docket, we have our buddy in the call, KipUp, versus Austin, GarchompTheGod. And they both got some pretty fucking scary teams. So, yeah, anytime you got Bulu plus Halucha, it's probably not going to be a fun time. So, y'all just throw it on normal, and you can just jump right in, Mr. KipUp. What you thinking lead-wise?
Alright. Sounds good to me. Now, I was assuming he was going to lead Bronzong. I was actually really surprised he brought Tyranitar, because I had so many good fighting types and just generally good answers to it.
Yeah.
So that threw me off, but I didn't really know what he was going to lead with. I assumed Bronzong. That was my assumption. So what did I lead? I forget what I led. Okay, I led that to try to get the Intimidate.
Every time he has no ground type.
That is true. No Don fan.
That's true, but it was to intimidate the Tyranitar or maybe overheat on this. I decided not to, just to see what he would do. Like, I didn't want to get earthquaked immediately if I didn't kill, if he was heat proof. So the very moment I saw this, I wanted to kill myself because I couldn't do anything about it. So now it was essentially just a volt switch game. Try to just make sure I can stall him out.
Yeah.
So why did the light screen over reflect when you could have picked one or the other?
I was really afraid of the Typhlosion, and I had I have one decent fire resist. So, well, not even decent. It's kind of a fire resist. So I just picked that, just in case he went hard into Typhlosion, because I couldn't do much back to it.
And last week he was, or the week before that, he was Specs Bronzong. So I feel you on that one. He has been known to have some wacky shit.
So I assumed Typhlosion was probably going to be Scarf, which is why I switched out, and I was immediately proved wrong.
Right. It was good tech on his part, not having the what is it, Flash Fire, so he could at least hit you with the Z move. That was
exactly.
Smart.
Yeah, that was cool as well.
And then the Earthquake too. Fucking Austin, that's awesome.
This Florges essentially walled his team.
Yeah.
The issue is Bronzong also walled me. I don't really know why he didn't go for a Gyro Ball here, because I saw it on his set.
Yeah.
Ancient Power, but it wouldn't have done much regardless, and I had the Synthesis.
That man wanted some boosts.
Standard Tentacruel switch. I don't get why that really did
he threatens a Sludge Bomb, but then he goes for a knockoff, assuming you swap out, which was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was
cool,
amazing.
Though. That was a good play, getting the Scarf off the Ditto.
Basically, you needed to get his Toxic Spikes up here, which he goes for later on, which we'll explain when we get to it.
And he's not Clear Body, so I'm assuming he's Liquid Ooze. Nice.
Or the, I guess the Celesteela.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bronzong, great sack. That was a really solid play.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure why I kept it at first, but using it as a sack in that sense was actually really smart. I switch out here, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be scarfed and blow me away.
Scarf, straight up.
So I go out into the Pokemon on my team that has done literally nothing the whole entire year. Spoiler alert, it proceeds to still do very little.
At least it's consistent.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most constant Pokemon on my team that is probably going to get thrown out. But, I set up, this thing has a plus attack nature, it's at +2, and it doesn't kill Tapu Bulu.
Fuck.
And it gives it about 1,000 health back. So then immediately, because I'm stupid, I make an awful misplay here because I miscounted Trick Room turns because I can't read. And I take the crit, and I immediately set up for speed.
Yeah,
that was the
the
dumbest
Trick
thing
Room
I've ever done in my life.
Watching that live, I was just like, kind of like, oh, fuck. Like,
that was so stupid on my end. But I knew he was going to go for either a Stone Edge or a Superpower. So, with the Intimidate, I was going to be fine if I went into Manectric. So, did exactly that. He's forced to switch. He's very much forced to switch.
Yeah, he's a 0.4 attack.
What did I go for? I think I just went for a Volt Switch. Or no, I went for the HP Ice. Just assuming he's going to go into like Halucha or something like that. And he also covered if he didn't switch. So, I have to get the hell out of here. I'm perfectly fine because Infernape is banned. So, Mach Punch is going to kill pretty much with that extra damage. So, At this point, still it was a sack. Thank goodness I get this extra damage off.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter that much, but it was
Yeah,
solid.
if you were banned Iron Fist, it shouldn't have mattered to kill.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, it didn't matter at all.
chip is always chip.
Yeah.
So
that's
anyway,
right.
the ape comes in, gets its mandatory kill that it gets every single week.
Every single week.
And this is the fun part. This is like the most heat thing I think I've ever come up with when it comes to setting up.
Fucking grassy seed. He predicts it though. It goes into the double to tentacruel. And this I was like, plays. Oh my god, too many plays at one time.
And then he does this when he saw
Yeah.
that I was.
He
when he
must
saw
have
that I was
assumed you were
Calm
going to
Mind.
swap out.
Yeah, probably.
He sees that I'm Calm Mind, he sees that I'm Synthesis, and he knows he's offensive, but he just sets up another spike, which I thought was a really questionable play. I don't even think he had a poison move. He might have had Sludge Bomb, but
No, he clicked
I
his
don't
poison
remember.
stab already. It was Toxic Spikes.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it? Okay. Oh, yeah,
And
that was a great
he's
stab.
And he's seen you've used your Grassy Seed, so knockoff's doing even less than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's healing me, essentially.
So,
So,
wait, he must be Rapid Spin then as his fourth move.
Probably,
I forget what it was. He was like HP Fire, something like that. It was HP Dragon on my Ditto because of my IVs, so I had no clue.
And then you know what's even better? Giving you Grassy Terrain so you can heal up.
Oh, yeah, that was a great
Yep.
play. Then he goes into Halucha for Lord knows why,
Yeah, at that
which I
point,
thought was weird.
this is just getting iffy because Halucha was like the only thing that could possibly break through your Florges.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But if he didn't even have a Woodhammer on his Bulu. Didn't make much sense to me because even with the +1 boost, Florges was getting just like dicked by that. So there's
Yeah.
no reason for him not to bring it. Like it hit everything on my team save for Steeler really hard. Like you see how much the Horn Leech did. Essentially, he could have totally beat me down with it, but that's not what he did. And
Hindsight's
Bouquet of Flowers
20/20.
wins.
Indeed. Take the Scald. Not a fuck given. Who cares about the burn?
Burn's actually better so you can't get toxic.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. And yeah, that was the whole game, and that felt really good to win.
Yeah, it was there in the middle. It was pretty much anybody's game, but the Tentacruel not having the poison stab definitely pushed you
Yeah,
over the
screwed
edge right
him.
there.
For sure.
But good game to Austin, good game to you, Mr. KipUp. That was some heat shit. Fucking Grassy Seed, Floor just putting in work, using the terrain against its own user. That's some shit we like to see.
For real.
So next, Sean, we have your game. So I'll just we'll go ahead and switch sides. And yeah, so going into this game, what was your game plan here?
So I started the Galvantula to get my sticky webs up to try and help Garchomp and Keldeo sweep.
I guess we can play.
As you go, did not go as planned.
Yeah, he does pull the good tech out there with the fake out to break your sash, and right into Crook, which just threatens your whole damn team pretty much. And
Yeah.
yeah, gets a Moxie boost fucking turn 3, which is not good to see.
So, yeah, scared about with Keldeo.
Secret Sword, that is a defensive ass Scizor if I ever seen one. Good golly. But it
Yeah.
Nice HP fire though.
But it doesn't like HP fire very much. Yep, and there go the webs, which is unfortunate, but at least the Scizor's nice and weakened.
Now, why didn't you go for a Sacred Sword there if you saw it would have done 20%?
Tired.
Well, it did
Yeah.
20% to the unmega Scizor, so it might not have even killed, to be honest.
Actually, true with the death boost.
And then the Scald or whatever, he just went into this thing anyways. And this set was crazy. If I remember with the calcs, he has to be like max defense substitute lefties Volcanion to take like nothing from these Sacred Swords. This was crazy.
It's taking like less than 0 from this.
Yeah,
like,
you're healing him with these
Yeah.
Sacred Swords.
Yeah. So, this was the first burn that this piece of shit got on me.
Then a crit.
You should have subbed there.
Oh
Just
well.
saying, Andrew, if you're watching, you should have subbed.
So, here's Garchomp. I was like, sweet. I can kill it. Second burn.
Whoa.
Dude, that earthquake did like, god damn, that did nothing.
Did less than half.
Yeah,
This was
crazy.
a full defensive Garchomp. There was no offensive presence in this Garchomp at all. Remember? You
Yes,
helped me build.
I did, and it was kind of the same story with the Volcanion over there.
Oh.
Sneak doesn't kill, but he went for substitute.
Thank God. But then,
And then he switches.
mhm.
And then went for the Willow. But
Yep.
apparently,
Good old Gen 7.
love Gen 7. So went Destiny Bond and I'll quote what I said as I clicked the button. Fuck you, you're not 6-0ing me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, way
So-
to hell of respect.
But now he's intimidated. You can at least get some major damage. Salute off on.
And then I get the bird,
Yeah, revenge burn.
which... Whatever.
Fuck you. You're
Yeah,
not
that-
5-0ing me. But
Which,
then,
yeah, that did dick for damage.
young Z Knight is in. Oh, but it's leftovers. Never mind. It's not even Z.
He's just trolling.
Yep, he knows he's got it at this point. He just wants to take those few extra turns. Classic Andre.
Yeah. I believe after this fight was over, he put in the chat, burn on Crocodile mattered.
Classic. Oh, so close!
That just sucks. Just fucking almost got the kill. God damn.
Which I did see I outsped, so I got to kill Z Knight.
Yeah, that was weird. He was at +1, so he must have been, again, just max bulk on that guy as well.
Yeah, and then if it wasn't for Tapu Bulu, I think Mew could have reverse swept with how low the rest of his team was.
Yeah, pretty much. If you still had the webs up and he wasn't like specially invested, you might have been able to do, if not kill, then at least do major damage. And I assume
Yeah.
take out the Scizor and the Volcanion, but he does pull that one out. So good game to old Sacco and Sean here. It was a good one to see. All the defense. It was just defensive battle straight up. Like who can fucking outlast everyone. Then we have
we go from defense to Aurora Veil.
yeah, so now we got Aurora Veil offense versus Mega Mawile offense. Pretty much. So this is an interesting one too. There's a lot of plays that happened that confused the hell out of me. So let's just jump right in and we'll talk about them. So right off the bat, Nathan does not have a good matchup.
No.
Like could not be fucking worse.
Or good
but-
read.
He's got the thickness in here, and what does he go for? Giga Drain, yep. Xcloud didn't give two shits about your Giga Drain. Crits and poisons.
Gets critted and poisoned again.
Yep.
He always gets poisoned on this thing.
Poor Xcloud. It's because it's not a Scarf Taunt, right, Chris?
Correct.
But yeah, so we just Venusaur gets the crit kill with the poison, and then Celebi's able to come revenge it. Super hoping Celebi doesn't have like any fighting move or fire move, and it apparently doesn't, so he's able to get the spin off, which is nice because he does have the rest of his team is weak to rocks pretty much, except for Metagross.
Metagross.
Yeah, but Trachion's putting in work, and I didn't actually think about it during the battle. This was a speed tie, so Tim totally could have just clicked Sacred Sword or Stone Edge there, and he might have killed the Ninetales.
Or he could have just clicked rocks and prevented this coming up now.
Yeah. But, so Skuntank's in, and Skuntank has Defog, so that's his play. But, he switches out and goes to the Rotom, which was, a little odd, I think. I mean, I get it stops the Salamence from setting up any further because it actually lives I believe Nathan was Z Outrage, and it actually lived that after the hail damage, which was crazy. So he is forced to switch out, but that Veil is still there, and that's going to be a huge problem for Tim because he's going to have a huge problem breaking that, especially with what's his name, Metagross and Salamence behind it. That's going to be crazy. But Mega Mawile probably didn't give two shits about your fail.
Oh, if he had Iron Head! Ah!
Yep, and this was odd as well. I think he SDs? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's going for suckers. He assumed he was going to swap, but he's
Yep.
in an Aurora Veil.
yep, and the HP fire on the uninvested Ninetales is enough to take out the biggest threat to Nathan's team. But at least now the Veil's down, so Tim can, I was going to say get the Volt Switch initiative, but that's not what happened.
It's frozen.
Yeah, Tim cannot catch a break this season. Fucking shit, I feel bad. Freezes him. He's not playing any games. He goes right into Metagross to take advantage of that. But Tim does make the good play with the I almost called it Stunky, Skuntank. And now it's a berry battle. So everybody's just popping their
Culver versus
berries.
Culver.
Yep.
I-
Or Shuka versus Culver. But Skuntank does win that little battle there, just because of
we could have just.
a fat HP stat, really.
Yeah.
But the Veil is right back up. I think Poison Jab was probably the play there, and
Yes.
now the Veil is there to stay, unless he has Brick Break on the Tracheon. But he's trying to get unfrozen, and it's just not happening. He's getting whittled down. He's getting driven, and things are just not looking good for Tim, because Nathan can pretty much just spam his stabs and really just take chunks out of everything, and it's super unfortunate that Rotom got frozen.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't help. He was on the back foot, but it definitely does not help.
Yep, and then just to top everything off, yeah, Tim tries to make the switch on the freeze dry, but Nathan's getting better and better every game, and he knows not to let that guy get a free switch, so he goes for the Moonblast there. And then see, he wins the speed tie here, and fucking misses, just can't
Insult
catch
to
a break.
injury.
Fucking Ninetales once again is just cleaning up. It's like the battle versus die all over again. He can just freeze dry all the things.
You clicked freeze dry like 17,000 times. But allow me to say, every single week the Rotom Wash has had a new brand name. So I think that's very impressive and should be worth a win in itself. I don't think this game counts. I think the name game he won by far. So, just my opinion.
Fair enough. He's putting the W in Whirlpool. Or he deserves a W in Whirlpool, yes. So, good game to Tim and Nathan. It was a 3-0. And he actually didn't even really get to sweep with Salamence, which, looking at Tim's team, he really did not like dealing with Salamence very much, especially behind the Veil. So, good game to both of them, and let's see who we got next. This is a pretty fun one, too.
Yeah.
This is good old Pat versus Dye, and if you've been following, you know Dye isn't doing so hot as of right now, and Pat is undefeated, so should be a fun one. Let's just see. Also, Pat's
Immediately,
been known...
we all see Jirachi and go, "Fuck off, Pat! Not again!
Yep.
Not the power-up boost sweeps again."
Vietnam
Power punch
flashbacks
sweep,
every time. Not
So,
rocking
knock
the
off-
what's it called, the gluttony this week, so he's just gonna poison everything. Gets a 30%
Yes.
poison, doesn't get the 50% burn.
But Entei's Z move because he didn't lose an item.
Yeah. I forget what Z move he was, but this is actually uploaded over on Pat's channel, so there's a lot more. Well, Chris and Pat's channel, but Chris isn't really on there anymore. So
No,
if you
I'm a
need
slack
details
ass.
and whatnot, he has all your needs over there. Oh, he'll of course with everyone be linked below.
That was good crit though. That continental corkscrew crush. Sorry, that crit will play an effect later on.
Yeah, definitely. Any damage on Lando. He's actually Scarf Lando, so that thing doesn't like Chip.
Very good U-turns at the moment though from Jirachi.
So gets his rocks up, gets right on out of there. On the Scald, okay. Can't get a burn. He used up all his luck.
That's okay. Now Volt Switch surely incoming.
Nope.
So yeah, toxic play. I was on call with Pat for this battle. The toxic play was so the Lando switch into the Pelipper. And with rocks and toxic, it might have just killed because he's at 20%.
Makes sense. He does only get the 25% back, which really does fucking suck. But at least the Rocky Helmet is able to kill the Muck. that Dye's been trying to sack for like 6 turns now. But now Kingdra's here, and yeah, it's not
Agility.
even a swim set. He is the actual Critdra, bringing the nickname to life. And he's toxic though, so he can probably get a kill or two. But yeah, he's getting chipped down, and he's running out of rain too, so probably not the best time to set up.
But the Muck Poison Touch got rid of the Necrozma, so it worked out.
True. So, you can see Dye in the chat playing mind games. He doesn't even have fucking Ice Beam. He's got either, I think, Surf and Draco as his dual stab, only 2 moves. And Pat really just plays around them quite nicely, gets both 50-50s right, and is able to not lose a single mon to the Zapdos, as to be expected by the undefeated person in the league.
Well, actually, he wanted to go Diancie for the Draco, but the Ice Beam made him want to go Jirachi. So the mind game got to him.
So it wasn't like a 50-50, I guess. It'd be like a 33-33-33.
Yeah, at any rate, he preserves his mons, so...
That man knows differential.
That's exactly... Well, it's not just differential, it's actually important in this battle.
Yeah, it really is. So
Scarf Jirachi outspeeds.
Pelly ain't taking nothing. He don't give 2 shits about your flinches and whatnot.
No.
But
now the rocks from earlier is important because he needs to defog to get Lando in with the 20 HP.
And this man reveals Scarf, Modest, Waterspout, Blastoise, and the Rain. Good golly. That's some fucking...
Seems essentially God itself.
Yeah,
is
pretty
what
much.
it ended up being.
And he's got the
But
Rain
then look
dish
at
on there, too.
Meloetta just...
Yeah, I was gonna say that Meloetta just came in. It's like, thank you for the drink, good sir.
Yeah, AV Meloetta is like Dye's favorite set in the world, and it did not care. So I remember from Pat's video, he was saying that he was trying to get a Diamond Storm boost so that way he wouldn't die to Earthquake and he could just pretty much sweep with Diancie, but doesn't exactly go like that. So he can just sack the Blastoise, and as long as he has the Rachi in the back, he pretty much just wins. So
Well, because Scarf outspeeds Scarf.
exactly.
But
So
it got close.
Now, if he has like Shadow Ball or something and he doesn't get flinched, he can help the differential a little bit, but neither nor happens, and Jirachi's just going to pick up the kill with the Iron Head.
And a nice little clean 2-0.
Indeed, nice little clean 2-0. Dye did pretty well, other than setting up with the Kingdra a little on the early side. He didn't do half bad at all.
No, the rain was definitely pressuring Patrick there.
Yeah, 100%. He had not a lot of switch-ins, especially his main switch-in being the Blastoise was actually offensive this game, so that's just one less thing, he had to switch in on that. But good game to both of them. Clean 2-0. Dye is, I think he only has 1 win versus somebody.
I don't know. Who would that somebody be, you arrogant... No, I was going to call you a nice little name, but we like our fans here.
Yeah.
I'll save the language for off record.
Yeah, we'll save it for the next PDG. But, yeah, good game to those guys.
You know what's going to happen this season? Dye's going to tilt, and I've only had 1 win against me, and then he'll be like, oh, but at least I beat Chris.
And everyone will laugh.
Yes.
Besides
like,
Chris.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, fuck you, I finished 3rd place, so eat it.
Yeah, as long as Chris makes playoffs, you can't really take too much shit. But
Either that, or we will give him Chris enough shit that he will just go straight to the bottle and become an alcoholic.
more of an alcoholic.
Wow,
than he already is.
way to get it dark. At least I won't drive home after drinking.
Damn.
Hey, I did not drive home. I drove away from my home.
Oh, that makes it better.
That's the smart thing to do.
I got riding back after the 6 beers I had there.
Hey Chris,
And
when was the
regardless-
last time you cut your finger eating sausage?
Yeah, I know. It's at this point we'd like to condone the safe practice of alcohol. Don't drink and drive.
Your PCP says don't drink and drive.
I never said I wasn't an alcoholic. I just said you would become one. Speaking of which, I'm going to grab my whiskey.
We've made him sad now.
Yeah. And speaking of alcoholism, this fucking game gave me like alcoholism and diabetes and like fucking like OCD. I don't know. This was
There's so much broken shit in this game.
Yeah, there really
There's
is.
so much.
And-
By my count, there are 4 broken mons in this game, at least.
Yeah, straight up. I
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
it.
Starting with 2 of them.
Torkel's too broken. I can't
Yeah.
handle it.
Torkoal was supposed to be broken, but yeah, in my opinion, I mentioned it in my video as well. I think if there's one other team that scares me more than my team would scare me if I had to go against it, it would be Hobby's team. And I gotta fucking play it, and it's gonna be rough, but luckily I do get the lead matchup correct. And I figured he was gonna be Yachi or Sash, so I just go for the Crash, figuring he's gonna at least switch out. But that doesn't happen. So basically,
Suicide!
he gets rocks, and thank God for the confusion nerf this gen, because I'm able to get my rocks up, and to put it in range of Scarf Kartana, I need at least 20% off, get the chip, and now I'm looking set to come in and start getting some beast boosts. But Hobby wasn't actually offensive Magirna, which I believe we made a joke about in the first recap of like, he's going to be offensive Magirna every week, and that should have two-shot him, and I actually still outsped him after his shift gear, and I was just looking to just straight up sweep. But that is not what happens. But this was cool, right? So I calced the shit out of this, and my whole game plan was to set up the trick room, probably kill like one thing with Hoopa because he needed more coverage than he could have, and then basically I just clean up with Torkoal. Like everything else on his team dies to Torkoal. So I was really looking forward to this. I got trick room Hoopa going. I can get a hell of a lot of chip on this guy, and then just start clicking buttons with Torkoal. So at this point in the match, I'm happy as fuck. I'm dancing a little bit. I'm like, yeah, bitch, like, you can't even earthquake me. Like, what you gonna do about it? And I go for the earth power there because I didn't want to miss. And, yeah.
Then you missed.
And
then he misses.
I get my balloon popped, and then the trick room ends. And at this point, I'm legitimately pissed off because I think I lose. Like, god damn it, that 85% of the time I won that match. But now I gotta hope to God he's Life Orb, which luckily he was, so I can at least sack my Pidgeot after this and make him take just enough Life Orb recoil to where it's about a 50-50 shot for me to kill with the E-Speed.
Oh, so the E-Speed was a roll, was it?
Yeah, remember I changed it from Banded to Orb at the very last minute, and then it almost bit me in the ass. Like, I did like, it actually says here, yeah, I did 52 min, 68 max, so it was a roll, I think a little bit in my favor, but still, I was fucking like, no, I had this all laid up, I set it up, I set the end game up all perfectly, and it just did not fucking work, and I was not happy.
But you got the win, so 1-0.
But we get the win. And
Dude,
I
still
got
undefeated.
I don't run moves that miss in League. I don't do it. Like, I get made fun of because I run Greninjas with Surf. I run all fire Pokemon have Flamethrower. I don't care. I do not let myself miss. I refuse to let it happen.
See,
I refuse.
and I had no choice but to run Fire Blast because he had that Lando Eye, and Flamethrower actually didn't kill, and Fire Blast did, so it's like, fuck, I gotta run it. But from now on, I don't even care about the roll. We're Flamethrower, I'll run Ember, I'll run fucking Fire Pledge, I don't care. We're not missing anymore.
Oh
Things
yeah,
are
we
gonna
run
change.
Ember out here. We're men.
We
We're
don't-
men. We run Ember.
I'm gonna
It
run
kills
C
our
Did you
Ember.
not see I brought Surf on my Keldeo like the last 3 weeks?
Bro, I feel you on that. I feel you.
Good shit. And then, even though I had a match this week, I think this is my favorite match. This is some high quality H2O right here. So we'll just switch sides and yeah, take it away, Chris. What were you thinking here, game plan wise?
Well, I saw the Dre Algae and I just went, oh, thank God you're an idiot, Dan. Like, no, seriously, like, that mon wasn't doing much to me. The Ambipom was interesting. It means he's going to have the fastest mon on the field. I thought it might have been Scarf to outspeed my obvious Scarf Zoroark.
Well, nothing's obvious with Zoroark, as we will later see.
Yeah, might as well hit play, Shay, get it going.
Boom.
So he leads Drowgy. I was going Suicide, Swords Dance, Gallade. That was my entire lead because I would be able to take out any mon. It's got Shadow Sneak, Close Combat, Swords Dance, obviously. I get poisoned again. Every week it gets poisoned.
Poor guy.
And the Ice Punch. So there goes Drowgy. Now I was hoping go Alakazam, I can Shadow Sneak you. He goes the Ambipom. Now I wasn't. If I had more health, because I wasn't poisoned, I would have lived a Fake Out because of Inner Focus and would have killed.
Oh yeah.
But
I forgot you have inner focus.
Yeah. But safe play, go to Skarmory, it's my defensive wall with the Rocky Helmet. I lose Rocky Helmet, unfortunately. But I did pack Brave Bird so I could still damage him on top. So it still walls to the point, so forces him to switch out once the rocks are gone. I can just roost up. And then he's actually switcheroo choice banned.
Yeah. That was an interesting play.
But
When I saw him go into the Ambipom, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
But I know Dan likes to switch a bit, so I wanted the rocks up and then sack the Gallade because he wasn't doing anything more.
Makes sense. Now
So-
you're with Bandit's Scarm.
Yep, Banded Skarm. Now, I make some reads here. I am Choice Banded Taunt Skarmory. So get the Registeel out, stop him doing any curse shenanigans, and I am a Ghost type Savali. And this was basically the wall the crap out of Chansey and then Registeel. So it's packing Toxic, Parting Shot, Heal Block, which you'll see in a second, and Explosion. So I do a little bit of shuffling around with the Zoroark mind games here to get it lined up where I want in the order, because basically how Illusion works is the last Pokemon in your set of 6 is what Zoroark will be. So at the moment it was a Haxorus. I didn't want it to be a Haxorus, so I played around. But get some U-turn momentum, and now basically I just bring out Ban Skarmory, get some Brave Bird damage. And now here's where it gets dank. He sets up a wish. I'm like, go Hitmontop. Do it. Do it. Click the bloody heal block,
Oh,
because I click it every time.
oh.
No wish for you!
Damn.
That's crazy. I didn't even know it worked like that. That's wild.
Yeah,
crazy.
seeing that actually happen in a match was insane. Like, I helped Chris test out this, and we, ran a couple, practice things to make sure that's how it worked. But just seeing it all unfold so nicely was just a glorious thing to see. Shout out to Chris for being
That's just
fucking
molded
heat as
shit.
fuck.
Yeah, so now I can get a Toxic off. I figured he would Toxic me, but that's fine. And then I can just, after a Toxic Parting Shot, the hell out of there.
And now
Doesn't
you,
even matter.
You get the drop, so his Seismic Toss only do 33%.
Now, he did make the good play there going to Chansey, so I figured I had to go to Haxorus to threaten to kill him, because at that range I could kill. Otherwise he'd just start Wish Up passing. But I can get the Taunt off.
Taunt everything.
Taunt everything.
Haxorus. Good lord, the fire.
Again,
So then,
can't be
immune
tossed.
to the Seismic Tosses. I don't give no shits.
At this point, Dan's had
Now he
enough,
can't-
though. He's like, you're not lowering my fucking stats.
Yeah, so that's fine, but I can still switch out, so that's fine. Get the matchup. Now, this is actually Haxorus, because
Yes.
you can see the Mold Breaker. So I go for the Taunt in case he is the Curse set. In hindsight, I should have DD'd up there. But what do? So I can Dragon Dance here. I am Life Orb, and an Earthquake was just not quite taking it out.
Yeah, that
So
was
if I
unfortunate.
Yeah. So if I had DD'd the first time, I could have done a double EQ and saved some HP to try and start a little bit more of a sweep. But it broke his Registeel wall, and I was happy.
So,
Now
I'm just
that
going to pause it right
It's a
there.
Zoroark.
Yeah, we're just going to... So, Silvally does not get knockoff, right, guys? That just doesn't... Not a thing. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get it.
this is
So, but at this
obviously
point-
Zoroark. Because it's the only thing on your team that gets knockoff.
Yeah.
But...
Correct.
And then
Yeah.
in
Alakazam.
comes the Alakazam.
What a play. What a play.
Chris has
See, he
Scarf
doesn't trace
Zoroark.
anything for the Alakazam.
Oh, good God.
That might have been the worst thing I've ever seen on my screen.
That was some shit, man. Oh man, and then
Oh, this is still some shit.
so Chris
Now,
basically.
this could have had
I'm sorry, go ahead.
This could have had Mac Punch, and basically I went Savali with the heal block deserved to kill after this match.
Definitely.
So I figured I might as well just get him to kill with Toxic. Made me happy. I thought about exploding, but I wanted the differential.
Gotta save that diff.
So, and that's a 4-0.
That's a
That was
4-0
a masterful game.
with a bit of a scarf zoroark sweep in there. Good golly, watching this live was like I feel like I was watching the fucking Super Bowl. I like stood up in my chair and was like, what the fuck? just a great time. Great battle. GG's to Chris and Dan. Dan, I guess, didn't exactly understand the illusion, but now he definitely knows. So if y'all meet in playoffs, it might not go down like that, but we'll see, you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
So then we can take a look at the stat board over here. Not much has changed in terms of what's it called? Of the standings of the teams. So we got Pat as in first, beating me by 1 differential point, which he shouldn't be because I should have 3 more kills with Torkoal, but hey, what are you gonna do? 85% of the time I get first place, but whatever. I'm not salty anymore. Okay, I'm kind of salty, but whatever. So Pat in first, I'm in second. Chris, you are working your way back up the board, man. If I remember, you were in 6th last week, I think, and then
I was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And you that jumped right on up.
Look at the differential. It's that one die game that screwed me up. Otherwise, it'd be 5-1.
Unfucking fort. And you got KipUp at number 4 there as well. Still in playoff range, getting shit
Doing
done.
well, yeah. What is playoff range, may I ask?
Well, it makes them interesting.
The yellow ones and the green ones are all playoff range.
Okay.
Yeah, so I versed KipUp this week, though, so it's actually a really important match for the ladder standings for later on in the season.
I play KipUp this week. You play him in the
tournament.
tournament.
Sorry.
God
you
damn
play
it,
me in the
Chris.
tournament, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still important. Both of them are still
Sean.
important, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean. I hope you like red.
We
So
can,
spoilers, guys. Next week that is going to say 1-6 and -21.
-20. I'll use explosion on one of Pokemon. How's that?
Yeah. You have to try for the 6-0.
Alright, I'll
Fair
try
enough.
for the 6-0.
I'll bring 6 Metapods to help you achieve that goal.
Oh, I can't break Harden! Shit!
banned. Anywho, we could probably do a recap of the tournament too as well. It seems like that'd be fun. Get everybody
That'd be
participating
fun.
in.
I'd like that. Yeah.
Go over our heat. But we got Dan at number 5. Did drop a couple. I believe he was in 3rd or 4th last week, and he does go down a couple places because of his Scarf knockoff, basically. And
I mean, his last 2 weeks have been rough, though.
yeah, they have that, or his first 3 weeks were just easy. I don't know.
You never know.
And you still got
Another
Javi.
one.
Javi's still in playoff range because he only lost 1-0 pretty much. So I think if I had gotten the 3-0 versus him, he would have been tied with Andrew. But Andrew's
No,
actually.
I would have been +1.
Yeah,
you
you're
have
right.
to get 4-0.
Yeah, you're right. But basically him and Andre are tied, just not with differential. So that could be close next week because they play each other next week. So winner of that game is making playoffs. Loser of that game is eating a bucket of shit. Is the only thing I can think of. So.
Sacco's coming from last place to playoff to potential.
Yeah.
What a turnaround.
Let me take a look at this here. What was it? After his loss week 4, it kind of like put him in gear. You know, he was like, all right, I'm fucking done with this, and he has picked up 2 W's in a row. So he's not doing bad at all. And then you got Nathan in 8th after his win with Tim, staying out of the Sacco race. As many of you may know, he's my roommate, so I told him we're not allowed to have that shit in our house. So I was like, don't fucking get Sacco. And then Austin, since he did, he's had a bunch of losses, but they've all been super, close games. He's hasn't lost more than a 3-0. So his differential is still really nice compared to most people.
Tim's win against Austin?
Tim's win is against... I forget, actually. Tim won week 3 versus... Let's take a peek here. Oh, it's versus Andre.
Oh,
Classic.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he got Sucker Punch swept because he let Mawile get to, +4. That's what happened. I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember that shit. But you got Diet number 10, and then Sean is over here at number 11 in the Sacco race, but We still got plenty of weeks left, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then Tim, I can't stress enough, Tim cannot catch a fucking break. Like, holy shit. Just any time where there is hacks available to happen, if it's versus Tim, it's happening.
Well, I think mine and Tim's game was just really close, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it ended up being a 1-0 or something like that. It was pretty close.
Yeah, it was a 1-0. Side note, how has he only been in 5 games if we're on week 6?
Oh yeah, I didn't change that one, huh? So we'll just do some on-the-spot editing, and boom. So there you go. That is the standings. And Pat, since he got another kill with Jirachi, and I only got one with Zygarde, he is actually overtaking the number 1 spot of the kill leaders. Shoutouts to Pat. And then you got Zygarde at number 2. Ninetales once again just destroys half a team and jumps up like fucking 15 spots in the kill leaders, which is crazy. That thing did just get moved to OU, and for a damn good reason, as we are seeing. Then we got Javi's Weavile, who got a couple kills versus me. Unfortunately, had to sack half my team for Life Orb Recoil. So he's at 9-4. And then the only Mon on the board that hasn't been killed yet is Pat's Diancie. That's pretty cool. 8-0.
That is pretty cool.
You got Kip up there with the Infernape and his at least he gets like a kill and a half every game. That guy is not fucking around. And then Gliscor with Dan hasn't even been brought, I don't think, the past like 3 or so games, and it's still sitting at number 7. Fucking Gliscor. And then I think I got 1 kill each this week with Memo and Hoopa, so they're still up there doing stuff, being broken, you know. And then rounding things out is KipUp with Mega Manetric at 7-4.
Can we talk about how 3 of your team is on the kill lead?
Yes, we can. I would love to talk about it. Frankly, I mean, when you got shit that broken, it's to be expected. Honestly, I'm surprised Kartana isn't up there, because it was like overwhelming kill leader last year. Like, I think it was like by the end of the season, it was a good 10 or 12 kills above anything else. Or something like that.
Yeah, but you're not really using it as the kill leader anymore. You're using it as an intimidation mon, and then using everything else to get the kills.
Well, it's not my fault. I got too much broken shit to get all the kills with. Jesus.
Well, actually it is, because you picked it, you dickhead.
Yeah, but you're not gonna not pick Hoopa round 2. Well, I mean, you guys all didn't, but I'm not gonna do that. I can't pass that guy
Well, I couldn't, because you took it before I wanted it, you bastard.
Well, you took Lele from me, so this is all your fault in the beginning. I would have taken Lele, and I would have never got Zygarde, and...
Oh, yeah, because I'll give Lele to the guy with Katana. That's a great plan.
Yeah, I didn't want to get hit by fucking priority moves, and you ruined the whole plan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On a side note, actually, no, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. I have not been drinking, so I have been nice and waited.
Oh man, but yeah, that's let's see, that has been a good amount of time, so we'll go ahead and round it on up there. Closing statements, gentlemen.
Coming for you, Shay. You're gonna lose to Patrick, and then I'll beat Patrick, and then you'll both drop and I'll make the green zone.
Final comment, my last 3 weeks, I believe, I have Chris still, I still have Dan, and I still have Shay. So, by the end of this, my asshole is going to be about 5 times larger than it is now.
R.I.P. Sean's ass. Fucking rip. Rip. But, yeah, I think that'll just about do it, unless you had something to add in the back there, Kip?
He left.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he had to go. He put in the chat he was happy he could make 90% of it.
Damn. Alright, so, yeah, thank you guys for joining. Thanks, KipUp, for joining for most of it. Go ahead and like and subscribe, do all that bullshit. Everybody's links down below. Check out the PCP Discord. And keep your eye out for these tournament plays.
Bart!
And...
Say the line, Bart!
And, bye forever.